video, 5 things every single CKD patient must do if their goal is improving their kidney function. Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine. Let's imagine for a moment that you or a person you love have CKD and that your goal is to improve your renal function. The good news, this is possible. The bad news, the average nephrologist might look at you like you just asked if essential oils can cure a broken leg. But here's the truth. You can improve and avoid dialysis as long as you're following a low-protein, plant-based diet. Science is very clear on this. Now take a look at this study right here. It shows that even diabetic CKD patients can reduce their risk of ending up on dialysis when they follow a low or very low protein diet. Which means that this approach, the approach I use with all my patients, works for any kidney disease sufferer. However, not in every case patients get to stop CKD. Why? Well, in some cases, the problem is breaking one of the 5 rules. Yes, there are 5 rules that must never be broken if your goal is beating CKD. In today's video lecture, I will share with you what they are, starting with number 5, the mandatory supplements. Now, most of the supplements I recommend my patients are case dependent. For example, if your blood sugar is a little bit high, I will recommend berberine. If you have proteinuria, I will recommend cordyceps. And if your cholesterol is high, you are probably going to get some psyllium husk. And don't get me wrong, these supplements can help a lot, but they are not mandatory. Berberine, cordyceps, and psyllium husk are not something everyone must take. On the other hand, there are 3 supplements that even your nephrologist would recommend, if they actually gave a crap. These are a must for anyone on a plant-based diet. First essential supplement is B group vitamins. But why are they a must, you ask? Well, all B vitamins are very healthy. Vitamin B1, for example, is crucial for energy production and keeping your nervous system from turning into a disaster zone. It also protects the kidneys from diabetes, just like B7. Vitamin B3 or niacin helps with cholesterol. Vitamin B6 is crucial for red blood cell production. It fights anemia, and it's a common deficiency in CKD. Remember that anemia means faster kidney disease progression, alright? But the reason why taking vitamins of the B group is a must is mainly vitamin B12. You cannot get it from plant-based foods. I repeat, you cannot get B12 from plant-based foods. If you don't supplement it, you may end up with a deficiency. And guess what? That leads to anemia. And I don't know about you, but I would rather not have my energy levels tank and my kidneys decline even faster just because I was too stubborn to take a tiny pill. So yeah, B vitamins are a must. Now the second must here is a supplement of omega-3 fatty acids, because while you can get some of these essential nutrients from foods such as chia seeds, walnuts, and flax seeds, it's really hard to get enough omega-3s every day. And yeah, everyone knows omega-3s are good for your heart, but what if I told you that anything that's good for your heart is also good for your kidneys? In fact, omega-3 supplementation has been linked to lower blood pressure, reduced inflammation, and most importantly, lower proteinuria, and a slower decline in kidney function. Actually, there are large studies proving that CKD patients who supplement omega-3s are less likely to end up in dialysis. And that's basically why this supplement is a must. Just like probiotics. Among all the supplements I've mentioned, probiotics are the only ones that can actually improve kidney function, even if just a little bit. In fact, these supplements may help improve your gut health, and your gut is the only other organ that removes uremic toxins, aka the stuff that's turning your kidneys into a toxic waste dump. In other words, if you're serious about protecting your kidneys, your gut needs to be on your side. And the idea of gut health affecting kidney health makes zero sense to Well, 9 out of 10 doctors. But hey, the same people also thought smoking was good for you and not so long ago. Heck, some of them still think today that keto analogs is how Elon Musk calls one of his children. By the way, guys, if you think this info is useful, give this video a like and consider sharing it with anyone you know who suffers from CKD. Anyway, I know you think I forgot to add keto analogs to the list of essential supplements, but I didn't. It's just that they are not essential. We will see why in a moment. But first, number 4, an even more important rule. If your goal is improving, you must eat fruit at every meal, even with diabetes. Yeah, I know. Somewhere out there, a keto influencer just clutched their bagel in horror. But hear me out. Blueberries, lemon, olives, kiwi fruit. What do they all have in common? They're some of the healthiest foods for your kidneys. And brace yourself, they're all fruits. Blueberries, antioxidant powerhouses. Lemons, your body's detox system loves them. Olives, nature's version of ibuprofen, minus the kidney damage, of course. Kiwi fruit, the most vitamin C you can get per pound. And yet, some people still act like fruit is basically sugar-coated poison. Let me tell you a story. I got a call the other day from a patient I started on a renal diet a couple of months ago. She has diabetes and she was worried because her post-meal blood sugar hit 190. She goes, I know my postprandial glucose should be lower than that. Should I limit the amount of berries I eat? I asked her, well, are you losing weight? Yes, she said. I've lost 15 pounds in 2 months on this diet. And that's when I told her, then, I don't give a crap about your postprandial glucose. Eat all the berries you want. You know why I told her that? Not just because I still didn't have my morning coffee. I told her that because a slight blood sugar rise after eating is not what ruins your kidneys. Nope. This obsession with every slight change in your blood sugar must stop. It's years and years of chronically high blood sugar that causes the damage. That's why your HbA1c matters way more. And guess what? When you lose weight, that number goes down. So here's your takeaway. Don't let people scare you into avoiding fruit just because you have diabetes. Let's be real. Nobody ever lost a foot because they ate too many blueberries. In fact, I'd go out on a limb and say the real problem is never fruit. It's always the other thing on their plate. The one shaped like a double cheeseburger. Alright, before we move on to the next tip, let's make one thing crystal clear. None of this works if you are not on a renal diet. Yep, that's the entire point of today's video. If you're still eating like a teenager left home alone for the weekend, it's time for a reality check. If your goal is to improve your kidney function, the first step is starting a low-protein, plant-based diet. And I know what you're probably thinking. Yeah, I would totally go full plant-based right now, but I'm just not emotionally ready to break up with cheese. Trust me, I get it. Cheese is basically dairy crack. But hear me out. I have a secret to share with you. I've started working with some of you guys, my loyal YouTube followers, and that's not a secret. You probably already know that. If you didn't, there's my email down in the description. It's Catherine@newhopeforkidneypatients.com. You can contact me if you want to get started on my protocol and get a personalized diet from me. Now, here's the actual secret. Putting people on a diet is usually a nightmare, even a regular diet. And the renal diet, well, let's just say it's not exactly the all-you-can-eat buffet people were hoping for. But weirdly enough, I never have a problem getting you guys to follow it. Why is that? No, it's not because I allow unlimited cheat days as long as you call them mental health meals. And no, chocolate is not classified as a legume on my diet plan. That's just a rumor. The real reason, many of the people who contact me from this channel are already following my tips. They've been watching my videos, slowly making changes, and they've already seen that this approach works. They know that swapping out meat, dairy, fish, and junk food for leafy greens, whole grains, fruit, and a handful of nuts and seeds actually makes a difference. They've seen it firsthand. So, when they reach out, they're already on the right path. They have the right mindset. And that That's everything. Because let's be honest, this isn't a one-time thing. If you want to win this battle, you have to fight every single day. You have to stay motivated. And you don't have to change overnight. I mean, even Rome took a few cheat meals. So here's the takeaway. You don't need to throw out every piece of meat, cheese, and junk food in your kitchen today. Any step in the right direction helps. It's better to replace one unhealthy food with a good one today than to plan to overhaul your entire diet tomorrow and then never do it. Start small, keep going, and most importantly, never lose hope. Alright guys, next tip, number 3. This one is painfully simple, yet somehow shockingly difficult for most people to follow. Rule number 3 is don't wait. Take action as soon as you get diagnosed. And I get it, this isn't easy. I know that the first instinct when you hear the words chronic kidney disease is to either panic or shove your head so deep into the sand you start getting mistaken for an ostrich. But trust me when I say that prevention is about 1,000,000 times easier than the cure, especially when it comes to CKD. And yet, so many people just wait until things get worse. Why? Well, I figured it out. And I hate to say it, but the answer is doctors!
Wait, what?
Okay, let me explain. Still today, the general consensus in the US when it comes to kidney disease is that there is no treatment. Apparently, the only thing that helps are ACE inhibitors. So, what do doctors do? As soon as you show any serious risk factor for CKD, diabetes, high blood pressure, proteinuria, they hand you an ACE inhibitor, pat themselves on the back, and clock out for lunch. Boom! Job done. Nothing more to do until you are in stage 4 and suddenly need a referral to a nephrologist, or as some have started calling them, a dialysis planner. But here's the thing, that approach isn't just outdated, it's completely wrong. And I won't just tell you this, I will prove it to you. Let's take a trip to Italy. Earlier in this video, I showed you a recent study from Italy. Now, this study was paid for by the Italian region of Marche. Lovely place, beautiful landscapes, delicious food, and most importantly, legendarily single residents. In Italy, if someone's being cheap, we don't ask, why are you so frugal? We ask, are you from Ancona?
Oh, no.
Anyway, why am I telling you this? Because this recent study published in the journal Nephrology Dialysis Transplantation was paid for by the Marche region, alright? And while it directly saved several advanced stage CKD patients from dialysis thanks to the low protein diet, that wasn't its main purpose. Nope, the real reason, saving money. Yep, this study was able to save the Marche region a whopping 2.9 million euros, as you can see. How, you ask? Well, because here in Italy, the region you live in is responsible for paying for your dialysis, but they don't want to. So instead, they're out here actually trying to prevent dialysis. Wild, right? So in this study, they put all the patients on a supplemented very low protein diet. Then they tracked which patients actually followed the diet. Here's what happened. Let me show it to you. That scary looking red line, those are the patients who didn't follow the diet. Every step up, another person ending up in dialysis. Now, look at the green line. That's the number of patients who ended up in dialysis while on the diet. I mean, is there really a debate here? This is why I was telling you not to wait and to start the diet immediately. Don't wait. Even if this isn't the American way, because remember, in the US, the patient pays for dialysis. No one's saving money by putting you on a diet. So this study proved two things. First, even diabetics can follow a very low protein diet. Yes, despite what some people will tell you, diabetes doesn't mean you need more protein. And second, the low protein diet works, but only if you follow it. So that's my point. Even if you have diabetes, don't wait. Find someone from Italy to start you on a renal diet. And yeah, I'm not from the Marche region, but close enough. Anyway, moving on. Number 2. The next thing you need to do in order for your diet to work is to use a free app to track your meals. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, a trapping app. Great. Another thing to add to my daily to-do list, right between take meds and contemplate life choices. But trust me, this is key to stopping the decline of your kidney function. For some of you, it might even be the thing that makes the difference between keeping your kidneys working or ending up on dialysis. And no, I'm not exaggerating. So, why is a free app the key to stopping kidney disease, you ask? Because this little app, nothing fancy, nothing complicated, lets you track exactly how much protein, carbs, fats, and calories you're getting every single day. And if your goal is to improve your kidney function, you absolutely need to know exactly how much protein you are eating. It's not optional. So what apps can you use? Plenty! You should see the most well-known on screen right now, but frankly, calorie tracking apps pop up like mushroom in autumn these days. So you shouldn't have problems finding one that works for you. But here's what bothers me about these apps. Have you ever noticed that all these apps are designed for bodybuilders and fitness junkies? And honestly, that makes me mad. Oh sure, if you are a bodybuilder, tracking your macros will help you optimize muscle growth and achieve your physique goals. Great for them. But what happens if a bodybuilder messes up and eats too much protein? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, if you eat too much protein, it literally accelerates kidney failure. If you don't track your intake properly, it's not about gains or cutting season or looking ripped for Instagram. It's about avoiding dialysis. Yes, because even the official guidelines for CKD say that you need to know exactly how much protein you're getting every day. So why are bodybuilders the only ones using these apps? They're using them to look shredded. We're using them to stay alive. So here's my advice. Let's be better than them. Let's steal their tools and use them to improve our kidney health. And this brings us to the number one for today. This isn't just the most important tip of today's video. It's the most important rule of them all when it comes to protecting your kidneys. Several studies have proven that not following this rule means, well, a faster GFR decline. So yeah, this one really matters. And of course, the study I mentioned in the beginning of the video is all about this one rule. Let's take a look. So as I mentioned earlier, this study from Italy saved the Marche region almost 3 million euros in dialysis costs over just 24 months. But here's the catch. They had to spend money first in order to save money later. How much, you ask? About 158,000 euros or 90 euros per month per patient to be exact. Now, I don't want to comment on what a wildly profitable return on investment that was, but let's play a little guessing game. What's the only thing in the world that you could spend 90 euros per month on that could help you avoid dialysis? Anyone? Maybe it was alkaline water? Nope. Maybe kidney detox supplements? Wrong again. Did they bribe doctors to actually talk to their patients for once? That would have been nice, but still no. They use that money to give every patient protein-free products every month. Yep, that's it. A Protect pasta. That's what helped these patients avoid dialysis. And they ate a lot of it. With 90 euros a month, each patient got around 300 grams of a Protect pasta per day. Or as I like to call it, the Italian healthcare system's version of a golden ticket. So let's think about this for a second. Even diabetic patients were able to delay dialysis just by eating a Protect pasta. I mean, go tell that to your favorite diabetes influencer and watch their head explode. Actually, this is a huge breakthrough because still today, you are not supposed to follow a very low protein diet if you have diabetes. So yeah, rule number one if you want to avoid dialysis is go as low protein as you possibly can. Easy as that. Anyway, Italy isn't the only country making major advances with the low-protein diet. In fact, Japan is moving even faster than Italy. They've just invented a low-protein staple food that doesn't just reduce protein intake, it also directly protects the kidneys. Their results are so impressive that this new low-protein rice is now being considered all on its own as a way to stop kidney disease. And if that's something you want to know more about, watch my video up here and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Ciao.